like John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now. Told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog. Yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk. Don't care what they say. I don't got no patience. I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it. Running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym. I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work. Told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face. They all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Above at the night. All I wanna do is love, I don't wanna fight. Why you coming at me telling me to get in line? I can see the pride coming up out your eyes, I'm not surprised. How can I do this? You sound like Judas, confide in the doula. I see mountain trying to move her, you live for the moolah. That's kinda cooler, frying the noodles. You pray to Buddha, I bow to Yeshua, I ain't that foolish, no. I've been on the road too long, the Pro Tools broke, but folks who hope they got anxiety but cope with dope. Why you think they listen to NF? Why you think we go to service, never hear the message? Attention span gone, the Instagram one. We give the bread off for likes to get on. We build a kingdom, but where was God's son? I don't need no spot at your table, I'm here to see his will done.
Holla, 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 don't forget about the game, yeah. If it ain't about progression, better get it out my face. You're shook by your aggression, but we running our own race. We can't stop the blessing, film, just get up right away. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable.
I used to call people and they never call me back. Now they hit my phone like the minute they hear me rap. Oh no, I ain't with the nonsense. I'm a pilot, you a punches. Y'all are not my friends. Yeah, I'ma run this race at my own pace. At my table, always say grace. Holy Father up in heaven, yeah, that's how we pray. You need faith to please God. Reach out, reroute your way of thinking. What if I told you that you were dated like Pinkett? If I drove a Lincoln, would you think so different than me? Hope a Bentley and identity would never coincide. I think the enemy would try to catch with something flashy rolling by. Yeah, they want a piece of the pie, but I'm not willing to divide unless I give it the tithe. Y'all be acting so divine, wanna care critically. If Jesus came up to your table, would you give him a seat? You act so famous, when all of that glory belong to Jesus our Savior. Don't speak, just save it, I'll break bread for ages, cause my table consists of J. Crumb and Fameless.
Holla, 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 don't forget about the game, yeah. If it ain't about progression, better get it out my face. You're shook by your aggression, but we running our own race. We can't stop the blessing, film, just get up right away. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable.
Hey yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it?
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the roll, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the roll, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please bear with me, guys. While I brighten up this light, I realize it is a little bit dark there. Let's light it up a bit. But what is going on, Mafia? Thank you all for tuning in to today's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys. We're going to be covering Bitcoin as we are getting a little bit of a bounce to the upside for the most part. We're still going sideways, but I want to talk about this little bounce as it could be potentially pointing to a bigger move to the upside. I also want to talk about that line in the sand that if lost, we will be expecting those lower prices, potentially looking down towards that $51,000 to $52,000 area. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. That's not what I wanted. Thank you. No, you're fine. Thank you so much. Shout out to Mrs. Candles giving me a mystery drink here. I do not know what this is, but shout out to Mrs. Candles. But guys, we're going to be covering Bitcoin. We're talking about the key levels and my general sentiment on where I think price is going next. So, with all that being said, smash up that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you... Every 100 likes we get gives you guys 100. Oh, why can't I talk today? Gives you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto. Mrs. Candles drew me off with bringing in the mystery. I mean, it's a mystery drink. I don't know what this is. Should I drink this on stream? Mrs. Candles, can you bring me what? Can you bring me? Let me know what this is. Can you bring me the package for what? Like, what is this? It looks like, I don't even know what this is. But anyway, shout out to Mrs. Candles. But I want to talk about the key levels, guys. And don't forget to smash that like button. Shout out to K Diggity and shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, Mafia Patrol Daily Report. Dave Digital was mean to Alex O. Squashed it. Okay, that's good. Wick's wife, Dutch ovened Wick in a revenge ovening. Oh, God, you got to watch out for those revenge ovenings. And then he said, Dutch was good in Cohen's live. And Tyler put Rob Stapler in Jello again. Come on, Tyler. Unbelievable. Pursuit one out. Smash that like button. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you so much for the super chat. We got Dave Digital in the chat. We got Crypto Billy, Rob the Crypto Snob. We got all the mods, guys. Drop some love for the mods in the chat. They help me out endlessly with this YouTube channel. If you love them as much as I do, show them some love in the chat. And speaking of mods and unofficial mods, because we did mention Dave Digital. Oh, I know what this is. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Guys, I figured out the mystery drink. The mystery drink is our friends over at Super U sent us over some of this mind, body, and energy secret concoction. I actually am going to try this. I didn't know what it was in this unmarked cup. But shout out to Super U, guys. I am not being paid for this, but go check them out. I'm kidding. I do know what this is. I have tried it before. It is awesome. But go check out Super U check out Super U. I think you could Google it. But yeah, check it out. And we'll see if this stuff makes me go crazy on the live stream. But thank you, Mrs. Candles. I don't know. Do we know what flavor I'm drinking here?
You're drinking the orange one. I'm going to go have something wild orange.
Okay, it's wild orange. Wild orange. Or as Mrs. Candle said, wild orange. But anyway, guys, shout out to the Godfather in chat. We got Jay Violet, Mark Dutch. As always, good to see you, brother. We got Wayne C. We got Jay Gilly in the chat. What is going on, Jay Gilly? We got Jonah Plainclothes. Hey, brother, I saw you in that Twitter space, that Femex Twitter space earlier today. What is going on, bro? Thank you for tuning in. And last but not least, we got Golden in the chat, but not the Golden that you guys are thinking of. It's Golden Puso. Shout out to you, brother. We got Bitfrog, and last but certainly not least, guys, we got Melissa and John Vucci in the chat. What is going on? But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into these charts. I'm going to go ahead and check out this Super U. I'm trying to see if there's a website or something because I have tried this a few different times. It's supposed to be a healthier alternative to energy drinks. But anyway, thank you. Okay, Mrs. Candles is going to drop the link to their website here in the chat. And let me be the guinea pig here. Let me go ahead and give this a taste test here before we jump into the charts. Tastes like it actually doesn't taste orange flavored. It tastes like an actual orange. That is real. Mrs. Candles likes it, apparently. But anyway, Mrs. Candles going to drop that website in the chat if you guys want to check them out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into these charts, figure out what the heck Bitcoin's going to do next. And Mrs. Candles, can you close that door on your way out? I would appreciate it. Yes, please. Thank you very much. She said anything for you. Did you hear that, guys? Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Drop those Mrs. Candles hands in the chat. Dave Digital said, how much sugar? Let's see. How much sugar? Oh, God. A lot of vitamins, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even see sugar. Yeah, there's stevia in it. But yeah, Mrs. Candles, there we go. Water. Shout out to Tony D says, water, no. Random mailed in powders, yes. Shout out to Tony D. But yeah, Mrs. Candles had dropped the website and you guys can check the ingredients. But last time I tried this, it made me feel pretty good. 0 calories. It's supposed to be super healthy. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts, guys. Obviously, we are getting a little bit of a bounce from our key level that we were looking at yesterday, I believe. This is why you want to make sure you have notifications set on this channel because we give all these key levels every single weekday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can see right here, this was yesterday on the 8th, let me come down to a little bit of a lower time frame so I can get my bearings here. So yesterday during the live stream, we were kind of hanging out right here as we were approaching that daily naked point of control. And simply put, we got a little bit of a bounce. We slipped back down, and then we reclaimed this level. I am in a little bit of a scalp. I'm actually in a few trades right now. We'll go over those in just a second. But as we reclaim this daily naked point of control, on top of putting in some bullish divergences that we had down here, but to be quite honest with you, what I was looking at here was more, not only the fact, I mean, we did have a little 1 hour bull div right here, as you can see. You had your lower lows on your price action. Now, this was at 6 a.m. this morning, but we had lower lows on the price action, higher lows on our momentum waves, just barely. Not really the strongest divergence here, to be quite honest with you. But you did get this little bull div on the 1 hour as well as the 90-minute. It is a little bit stronger here, but simply put, we came down to this key level that we gave yesterday on the live stream. We put in that bullish divergence, and then once we claimed this daily naked point of control, once again as support, this is where I was saying, hey, we may be able to get a little bit of a push up from here. And actually, let me go ahead and hide the let me hide this range real quick, and I'm gonna bring up the local range. Let me pull that volume profile for you guys really quickly. But as we came down here, we put in those bullish divergences, but very specifically, guys, I want to talk about this because I was talking about this with the premium Discord, which this long setup was in the premium Discord earlier today, but this was based off a very simple trading strategy using Market Cipher B. And shout out to the simple and easy beginner-friendly trading strategies. Don't forget to check out our Lux Algo tutorial that I just dropped earlier today, going over a trade setup that I was in using Lux Algo. It was using the entry strategy that I talk about on this live stream. I have talked about it many times. I get a lot of questions about it, so I just decided as we entered a trade yesterday and I used Lux Algo to get into that actual entry, I decided to just make a quick video and be like, hey guys, look, I'm going to explain this to you because everyone always asks about it. So let me break it down for you as I was in the trade live. So check that out, guys. Make sure you watch that video after this live stream. It's a super easy beginner-friendly trading strategy using Lux Algo. But for this position today, I actually used Market Cipher to get into this one. And if you guys are looking for that video, the thumbnail says $100 a day. I was actually up like $400 on the trade, but I figured, we'll go a little bit conservative. Maybe Tony D, maybe change that thumbnail to $400 a day. Screw the $100. But anyway, as I was looking here, bullish, simply put, guys, right? Even if you're not looking at the premium indicators, simply put, we broke down below this volume profile. We put in the lower low on price action, got the higher low on our momentum waves, got that bullish divergence, reclaimed a very key level of support, and then we got that move to the upside. And obviously, the next expected place for this price to go at that point was going to be the value area low of the range, very similar to the setup in the video I just talked about, or the position that I took yesterday. And we did get up to that value area low. Now, locally, I will just break this down before I talk about the strategy I used to take this trade. I will just talk about kind of what I expect this price to do in the next day or so if certain things are met. Now, obviously, we broke down out of our volume profile. We put in the bullish confirmations. We got the bounce back to the value area low. And now we could potentially be trying to hold this value area low as support. Now, if we are successful in grabbing this as support, guys, and getting a bigger move to the upside, this is going to be the next likely place for price to go. Shout out to Creighton C. I know you know the answer, bro. Drop it in the chat if I'm right about you knowing the answer. I think a lot of people know the answer if you watch the channel. And simply put, I will just put my entry. I don't know if this is like to the dollar exactly where I entered. Probably not. I probably entered on the way up a little bit. But we'll just say, excuse me, entering in at that daily naked point of control. This would be not a bad place to take profit. And then once we get up above this value area low, if we hold it as support, the next likely place for price to go is going to be that POC of the range sitting right here at $63,900, which would make it a nice little 4.5% play up to that POC. And then if we break that POC, essentially once we get accepted back into this range, guys, the context of this trade would be to just ride this as a volume profile trade where we simply wait for the deviation below the range. And then we look to take the position right into that value area low. Next likely place for price to go is the POC and the value area high. And this is like run-of-the-mill Frankie Candles volume profile trading here. The nice confluence that we had for this position, guys, and this is a very small scalp position. I actually planned on adding to this because I thought we would come down again. But we didn't, right? So it's only half a position. So it's a $20,000 position. I'll show the trade in just a second, but I want to talk about this because if you're out there using Market Cipher, guys, talk to the premium Discord about this. I think this is probably one of the easiest and simple to understand trading strategies that you could possibly look at. And it has to do with something we talk about on the live stream a lot, and that is the 4-hour green dot with a 15-minute money flow crossover into the green happening at the same time. Now, when you see this happen, and again, I'll come over here. Here is that 4-hour green dot in all of its glory. It's actually a double green dot. But when you get these green dots on the 4-hour, typically what I like to do is shoot right down to the 15-minute. Eye up what the 15-minute money flow is looking to do, and if I can see that on the 15-minute, our money flow at the same, actually, let me mark out this 4-hour green dot accurately here with a horizontal, vertical line. Come down to the 15-minute, right? So our 4-hour green dot was printing here. And then what I am looking for is the 15-minute money flow to be curving back to the upside, looking to cross over into the green. And then oftentimes, if you can get that crossover into the green to happen while that 4-hour green dot is printing, guys, check this out. Literally was the start. I mean, you did fake out here, go back into the red and then back into the green. So whether you want to count this is the money flow crossover or this is the money flow crossover, either way, you basically were in at the bottom looking for that price to continue to the upside. And that money flow crossover was like literally almost to the pixel right where that move to the upside began. And this is, again, not just trading the money flow crossover, but understanding that that 4-hour green dot was also coming up. So, just simple strategy. You're looking for two things: a green dot on a higher time frame and a money flow crossover on a lower time frame, specifically the 4-hour and the 15-minute. In this, there are specific time frames you have to look for, but 4-hour, 15-minute are one of my favorites, and they do play out, and they do oftentimes give you somewhat of a significant move up. And that was a big reason why I was comfortable. And again, it's not just the 4-hour green dot with the 15-minute money flow, right? You have to have confluence, right? We also had the bullish divergences, another reason to expect a move to the upside, and then a flip of the daily naked point of control to support. It's just like, mwah, there it is, baby. And could that money flow have gone back into the red and dumped? Absolutely. But more often than not, you do see this stuff play out like that, as you can see right here. And just please, if you take anything away from this live stream, guys, look at the money flow crossover. It literally, and you could back test this many times, right? It's not going to happen every single time, but let's see. Like back on this bottom, this green dot, let's see if we had anything like that going on back here. Double green dot, 15-minute money flow. Let's see it. And here you go, right? Once again, if this doesn't sell the strategy, I don't know what will. You had your 4-hour green dot printing. That's what this line is representing. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. But you had that 4-hour green dot. Money flow was coming up. Money flow crosses into the green right here. And then literally, I mean, you did come down just a little bit. But even if you measured it from here, you wound up coming up 11% just based off that simple strategy. Now, I would look for other confirmations, but if you're just looking at the money flow, I highly recommend, if you use Market Cypher, go back and backtest this. It's unbelievable. It doesn't play out 100% of the time, but more often than not, it will play out in your favor. So there you go, right? I like to break down, and I really try. I know a lot of people probably charge for this, right? But I really do like to talk about, like, when I'm in a trade, I like to talk about why I took the trade, right? Like, my goal here is no, Mike Vito, my paisan, come on with I don't know what the Mark Dutch, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You guys are putting L's in the chat? What is that? That L does look kind of familiar. Because you guys know we got plenty of L's over here. But anyway, shout out to the Mafia. But I really do, guys. The goal for this YouTube channel is to help you guys actually become profitable traders. So when I take trades, I do like to break down in some form or fashion what I was looking at, right? Because this is like the most tangible help that I think I could give, right? You can literally take this information and go to the chart right now and go back test it and test it for yourself. Do your own research, right? And see how often it plays out. And then you'll get a feel for how hard it hits, right? Or how often it winds up hitting. And then the next time you see that setup present itself live, you can literally be like, all right, well, I see the 4-hour, 15-minute strategy playing out. Do I have any other reasons to look for a long position down here? And if you could find a couple of other areas of confluence, then you could maybe take that trade and make some money. So with that being said, as long as if we can hold above that value area low, guys, I will be looking up towards that POC value area high. And then coming down to the, I guess I'll show the trade in just a second. But what I do want to do is I want to come up to the higher time frames here really quickly. And I want to talk about kind of what we're looking at here more in the medium term, right? We were just looking at this little price action right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that volume profile off. I'll leave that daily naked point of control just because it's a level. And then I will pull up our upper volume profile. Now, this is kind of where context comes in, guys. Shout out to Kem, bro, checking in. What is going on, bro? Good to see you. But this is As we look here, guys, not only are we reclaiming the low of that local volume profile, but we could potentially also reclaim the upper or larger volume profile here, holding that larger value area low. And this is literally that key level of support. And if you guys watched the live stream yesterday, what were we talking about, right? Yesterday, we were talking about that potential, like little kind of head and shoulders formation. I don't even know if you would call this a legit head and shoulders, but that's why I was not getting too anxious as we slipped this value area low, because we knew that we had this daily naked point of control, and we also had some local Fibonacci retracement levels that were coming in pretty beautiful confluence here. And this is another thing, right? For me, I think I'm probably a little bit more of a, not conservative trader, but like more of a like a patient trader, right? Like I like to wait for the best setups. I don't like to take any of these willy-nilly setups. But if not only did we come down to that daily naked point of control, but it was also in perfect confluence with this golden pocket. Just give me a little bit more of a little bit more confidence that it would wind up playing out in my favor, right? So I just to show you guys like the amount of things that I look at, the amount of things I need to line up perfectly to take these trades. It's a pretty extensive list, right? Some trades are less confident or less confluent or confirmed, and some of them have a ton of confirmations, right? But this is just, I wanted to add that because that Fibonacci golden pocket retracement was sitting right there. So, but yesterday, the reason I bring up that fib is because yesterday, what were we talking about, right? And if I actually go into bar replay mode to right where we were on that live stream yesterday, which was the 8th, and we live stream at around this time, right? And I'll come down to a lower time frame. So we were saying, hey, if we lose this level, I'm not instantly going to be panicking. Now, we're not out of the water just yet, but we knew we had this golden pocket here, and we had some key levels, such as the daily naked point of control, to potentially complete that right shoulder of that little head and shoulders formation that we were looking at. And this could potentially, if we do continue to fill out this right shoulder, we would be inside of our range, right? We would be inside of our volume profile, and we could potentially get that to break us back up to the high of the range. So just beautiful, right? It's exactly what we were looking for. Price did dip the value area low, and it could be potentially completing that right shoulder of that head and shoulders, which could be what we need to get that bigger break to the upside. Now, why do I say that we're not out of the water yet? Well, simply put, I will say this. Money flow on the daily is still coming out, right? 2-day money flow is still coming down, and we did unprint the 2-day red dot that we started printing yesterday, so that's somewhat of a good sign. But for the most part, this 2-day and daily money flow is still looking kind of bearish, right? So we have to be aware that we're not completely out of the water yet. We need, if we want that bigger move up, if we are even going to have a chance to come anywhere close to the all-time high again, we need to get the money flow back in the green on the daily. We need this to fake out like we got back here. Right? We need it to fake into the red and then back into the green. If we do not get that, guys, money flow specifically on the daily and the 2-day is definitely pointing more towards a continuation to the downside. But that does not mean that you can't scalp long like we are right now. The bearish case still remains the same. I'm not really going to cover it because we've covered it 100 times in the past 2 weeks, but the 2-day and the daily still look somewhat bearish as far as money flow goes. But other than that, locally, the fact that we reclaim that daily naked point of control, the fact that we have potentially are looking to flip this macro value area low and the local value area low to support would be a point for the move to the upside. And one other thing I want to look at here, guys, look at your 12-hour VWAP about to cross over that 0 line. If we get this 12, and this is the next thing I'm looking at for a move up, 12-hour green dot, 16-hour green dot printing on Market Cipher B. If we get those green dots, and our 45-minute and 1-hour money flow starts to cross into the green. Remember that whole 15-minute, 4-hour strategy I just talked about? This can play out on the 12 and the 16-hour as well. So keep this in mind. The look at this money flow on the 45-minute, about to cross into the green. So if we start getting that 12-hour green dot soon, could make for a bigger move to the upside. Same thing with the 1-hour, right? 1 hour does not look as pretty, though. So that is definitely a little bit of a mixed signal. But that 12-hour and 45-minute is still sound, right? So if we get that money flow, the green dot on the 12-hour, that could assist us to the upside. Another thing I'm looking at here as well is we just wound up getting the 30-minute money flow crossover with the 8-hour green dot printing, right? So it's another one of those like 1/16th Market Cipher B strategies. The higher time frames are starting to see these as well. We got the 4-hour 15-minute. Can we get the 8-hour 30-minute to play out? And then, as the time frames go up, maybe that 12-hour 45-minute plays out. And this is kind of the case for the move to the upside. But this all relies on one thing, and that is that we remain above this value area low, right? So if we could, as long as we can remain above this, we could see that play out. But once we start to lose this value area low decisively again, it may be more likely to potentially come down and test that 786, which, as you guys know, right, I would be looking at this as kind of a big long box, right? Shout out to the long boxes. But you know what I'm talking about, like the rectangle boxes, like if you get like I'm trying to think, like a long box, like if you order a map and they roll it up, they come in like those really long boxes. So shout out to the long boxes. But, I would look at this as a whole zone. So if we do wind up losing this value area low again, technically your next level of support will be that $60,057 786. And then once we really start losing these fib levels, guys, it does become dangerous, and we could be on our way to the lower prices, right? And again, I'm not going to cover these right now just because we're not dumping right now. But, just key levels remain the same to the downside. If we continue down here, could see a quicker move down to this little high-volume node, not this little high-volume node at 54.5, 54.6. But for the most part, if we break this low, right, we lose these 786, I would even potentially look at the larger Fibonacci retracement, which would be down here, which brings that 786 to about 58,364. So if we lose that level, really, that's kind of the line in the sand for me, personally, right? If you break down below that 786, going to be more likely that we take the lows and potentially come down to that $51,000 to $52,000 high-volume node sitting right here. And really the only thing in between that high volume node and this low right here, in my opinion, is this tiny little spike in volume at 54.6, which in my opinion is not really necessarily that strong of a level. So we really want to stay above that 786. Otherwise, it's probably going to mean that we're going to get that bigger move down into the 50s at least. So that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin, guys. Let me pull up the trade that I'm in right now. Let me take a little more sip of this Super U. Let's see. Let's see. Did Mrs. Candles ever drop that website, or did she just troll everybody? I don't even know. But anyway, let's go ahead and pull up that trade really, really quickly. And bada boom, here we are. So where is it? Right about here. BTC USD, actually, I won't even talk about that, but anyway, Femex is delisting BTC USD and ETH USD. I got a couple questions about this. Shout out to Wit in the Discord. I sent him a video explaining everything, but they will be delisting BTC USD, but obviously the USDT pairs are totally fine, which I'm happy with because the USDT pairs is what allows you to use hedge mode, so you can long and short the same asset at the exact same time, and I love to do that. So, but here we are, right? Smaller position, only got $1,000 in here on 20x leverage, up about 33%, few $100s for the day. Not a huge deal. Still holding my short from the POC, guys. I do want to bring that up, right? You're saying, talking about, getting a potential move to the upside. I am still holding this short. Why? Because I have my profits locked in, right? And I want to cover myself in case that daily money flow does wind up playing out for the bigger move to the downside. I have to be aware that, I want to be covered if that daily money flow plays out, right? There's really no reason to not expect it to play out, right? Like we trust what the charts are telling us until it doesn't play out, right? And we manage the risk in between. But if that money flow winds up playing out, I want to be covered for that short, so I am still short from this POC. And now I am covered on the longs as well, or I was covered on the longs already. But there you go, guys. That is what I'm looking at on Bitcoin and what I would be expecting here. Another loss of that daily naked point of control, or these Fibonacci levels are going to probably mean we're going lower. And now, not now. You guys have had these key levels for quite some time. But these are still the key levels to the downside, and that is what I'd be expecting out of Bitcoin. I would absolutely love for this 12-hour VWAP to get us a green dot and that 16-hour to give us a green dot. And in my opinion, if we do get those with the way money flow is coming up here, at least on the 45-minute, I think we could have a chance to come up. Now, what I would not want to see, what would be very, very bearish in my opinion, is if we get like a VWAP flop. Frankie Candles, what is a VWAP flop? What the heck are you talking about? But basically, this is what we do not want to see. We do not want to see the VWAP come up here and then instantly come back down. We do not want like this situation, right, where your VWAP comes up and then right back down, where you get a green dot and an immediate red dot. that would be very bearish in my opinion. So really what we want is the green dot with the money flow coming up, and we want to keep going up into this range and hold that value area low as support for the bigger move up. But other than that, that is what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Key levels of support remain exactly the same. And hopefully, for the love of God, guys, please, Bitcoin, do something tomorrow. Do something. We've been like bing-bonging around like this forever, and it's absolutely brutal, and I absolutely hate it. Other than the little scalp trades, really not too much to cover here. We looked for the move down to this zone. We got it. We took the scalp on the bounce up. Can we hold this value area low for the bigger move? Potentially, but always remember you have this little range within the bigger range that is going to give you some turbulence. So that POC at 63,856 is probably going to give you a little bit of turbulence, so watch out for that. But other than that, guys, I mean, we dropped a strategy, right? We dropped that little market cipher strategy, showed exactly how it played out. We talked about the key levels. I talked about kind of what I expect to happen if this, then that statements. And other than that, let's go ahead and jump on into those altcoins. Yo, shout out to Blockchain Crusader. What is up, Crusader? Miguel in the house. What is going on, bro? He says, shout out to the GOAT. Shout out to Miguel. Oh, there's the GOAT. Shout out to Miguel. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Guys, go check out Miguel's channel. Thank you for tuning in, bro. I appreciate you. But let's see. Dave Digital said, did Mrs. Candles give you a Dutch oven last night? Mark, what did you do with these ovens, my friend? Hang on, I got to get let me get a little Dutch oven of myself in here real quick. Bear with me, guys. What the heck is that? Oh, my God. I feel like I should be wearing glasses when I do that. But anyway, yo, shout out to Crypto Poppy said, let's see. LSLS is how we abbreviate that. But let's go ahead and, oh, no, guys, I have junk files. Oh, no. But let's go ahead, drop those altcoins in the chat, spam them. Spam them a couple times. Don't get banned in the chat, but spam those altcoins, and then we will, no way, shout out to Golden in the chat, says, YouTube finally shut down my donations. I'm being blocked now. Golden, that's insane. I can't believe YouTube does that. But shout out to Golden, bro. You don't have to give a dang thing to this channel ever again, bro. You have given to this channel time and time again, bro. So don't stress that, bro. We're just happy to have you in the chat. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Yeah, look at that, bro. They love you, Golden. They love you. I didn't even have to say drop that emoji, and they're already doing it. But, guys, go ahead and spam those altcoins. I'm going to start off with Ethereum or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. Let's see. Golden said CC denied. Debit denied. No way. Crazy. They're just denying all your cards. They probably think it's like some kind of scam or something. Like, there's no way this guy's just that giving. There's no way. But YouTube, if you're listening out there, he exists. He's a real person. He is a real guy. Shout out to Golden. But let's go ahead and jump into Ethereum real quick, guys. And here we are, right? What we were looking at on Ethereum yesterday. Man, this stuff is... It tastes like a real orange. It doesn't taste like it's flavored. How do they do that? Can you check out Whip? Looking for a short entry. Shout out to Jay Edits. Jay Edits, I'll tell you this right now, bro. I'm going to do this for you. First off, shout out to you for the super chat. Second off, if I find a whiff short, right? If I find a setup, obviously you won't take it. You're not supposed to take it. You shouldn't take it. I'm not a financial advisor, but I will say this. If there's a whiff short, I'll take it with you. But it's got to be a good setup, right? I'm not going to take any willy-nilly stuff, or maybe I will. I don't know. But I don't know. I'm feeling frisky today. I don't know if it's the super you or not, but I'm going to I'll take that trade with you, bro. I'll take that trade with you. If it's there. Or maybe we just degen. I don't know. But anyway, taking a look at Ethereum here, guys. I do want to talk about this because last night we were talking about let's see, bada boom, bada bing, right? We have our value area low sitting right here at about 29.58. And simply put, guys, this is why I really trade the volume profiles. Like, they are absolutely 100% overpowered. And now these do obviously move over time as do your Fibonacci levels. So let me actually pull some new support here. I'm sorry, resistance. So really what I'd be looking at here would be something like this, right? And I'm actually going to hide the upper range. So let me actually, bear with me while I do this for you guys. Bada boom, hide this, grab this, drag it up here, a little boom, a little bing, a little bong. There we go. And let me drag this down so we get it nice and clean. So simply put here, guys, I'll come down to a lower time frame, look at the 4 hour. Simply put, right? We're just looking at the volume profile, right? Now, we can look at the larger context, obviously, just like on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, we had the little scalp trade within this zone here. We're looking to go back up to this value area high. But in the grand scheme of things, we also want to understand, well, hey, not only are we flipping the local range, but also maybe the macro range, which would obviously result in a bigger move to the upside. We have to do the same thing for Ethereum, right? So if we break it down here, simply put, you have your value area low, value area high. You actually faked out here. You didn't even go to the POC. Very rare. I don't want to say very rare, but not often that you just see price dip into the volume profile and just yeet right back out like that. Usually, at least you'll get a wick to the POC. But simply put, deviation from the high, back to the low, deviation from the low, back to the high, deviation from the high, fake out. But then finally, you got that retest back into the range, and then you deviate again, back to the high, back to the low. This is why we trade the volume profiles, right? They are just super, super reliable ranges. And with that being said, simply put, we came down to the bottom of the range, which I don't want to say I said it if I didn't, but I can almost guarantee you on last night's live stream, we were saying, well, I wouldn't be interested in a long unless we came down to that value area low, which we actually wound up doing. I guess we were sitting down here maybe, we basically came down to this level. We were kind of hanging out at this level yesterday, right? But this is where you would look for the bounce back to the upside, right? And right now, currently, we are sitting above that POC, right, which would be technically a good sign to potentially get a bigger move to the upside. And now I remember, what we were looking at yesterday were these two Fibonacci zones, right? Because where are you likely to get the most resistance? Well, you get above this POC, you can expect a fill of the range, but you want to understand that you do have some local turbulence that you're likely to hit on this Fibonacci zone right here. So if we do continue up to the high of the range, I would be careful around this zone. And by be careful, I don't mean just like close your shorts or your longs completely, but just assess the situation when you get up in here, because this is key resistance, right? Sure, we are going to wait for this to eventually get up to the value area high, but it's very confusing and scary and unpredictable, right? The price action is ugly, so typically you're going to probably do something like this, maybe come back down to the POC. It's all scary, but eventually you're going to likely come back up to that value area high as long as you remain above that POC. So there you go, right? Other than that, I'd be trading this as a range. Very, very simply put. Nothing really too crazy here, right? Just simply respecting the range, understanding where those Fibonacci retracement levels are. And other than that, let me see. Do we have any like daily levels or like anything really? I mean, yeah. So I would really like to see the high of this range hit, right? You got another daily horizontal sitting right here. This would be a significant level to be looking at for some resistance. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I would look for this to potentially bring you up to the high of the range. Again, understanding you have those intermediary levels in the middle of the range. But for the most part, I mean, just like we came down, up, down, we're just going to be looking for this thing to come up. But remember, daily money flows in the red. Your 2-day looks just as bad as Bitcoin does. You do have that 2-day red dot printing on Ethereum, right? So this is kind of the bearish case. We really need, right? Like overall, longer term, like guys, the 2-day and the daily are bearish, right? This is simply the situation that we're in, right? We have to keep that in mind, but there's no reason why we can't scalp these local ranges in the meantime. And if we're going to put in that lower high, let's say that daily money flow does wind up playing out in a bearish manner. Where is that lower high likely to come in? Well, it's likely to come in at one of those golden pocket 786 retracements. That's why I would be careful at this golden pocket 786 because of the way the money flow looks on the higher time frames. So other than that, I'd look to respect these volume profiles. And that's what I'd be looking at on Ethereum. It looks like we're basically in the exact same spot that we were yesterday. So shout out to the sideways markets. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the chat. What is going on, bro? Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Crypto Billy says, Golden, send to Rob so he can buy a new calculator to tally the altcoin votes faster. Shout out to Crypto Billy and shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob, our official altcoin vote counter. So if you guys want to see some if you want your altcoins pushed to the top, you gotta schmooze Rob the Crypto Snob a little bit. I don't know if he's buyable. I don't know if he could be bought, but you might want to schmooze him a little bit if you want to see those altcoins. But anyway, and shout out to Rob. Altcoin votes are in and being counted. And I guess I'll have to take a random request here. Let's see. And I want to be frank with you guys. No pun intended. Rob the Crypto Snob takes his time, counting the altcoins for one reason and one reason only. It's because he's the best at what he does. And he puts the care into it to get the best altcoins. So we don't want Rob to rush the altcoins. Shout out to Rob. Rob, you take your time, my friend. You take your time. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Let's check out AVAX. We actually have not looked at AVAX. Shout out to Cryptic Sniper in the chat. What is going on, brother? Let's go ahead and take a look at AVAX real quick. We haven't taken a look at AVAX in quite some time here. POC definitely respected there. But let's come up to a higher time frame and take a look at what we got going on. So, for the most part, whoops, here we are, right? This is kind of clean, right? We have our upper range, right? We temporarily broke above that. Tested it as resistance, got a bigger move down, right? But we couldn't hold this level. We tried so hard. Look at that. We tried so hard to hold that. Couldn't do it, right? Got the loss of support. Where do we look to? We were simply, I assume this is what we were looking at because this TA was definitely drawn on this live stream. But simply put, you look to the range down below, right? And what happens? You get a move down. Rejection, back to the low, and now we're just kind of bing-bonging around here at between this POC and value area low. Honestly, you can get a nice little scalp range out of this, if you ask me, right? Yeah, this is like probably going to be the case for a lot of altcoins, right? Key level of support here on AVAX is 32.45. If you hold above this level, right, which we are currently, I would be looking for this thing to at least give you another move up to the POC. Right? Maybe you just continue the range here, right? You go from low to high, golden pocket retracement, bing bong, right back to that POC. Could be the case. But if we come on down to a little bit of a lower time frame, you can actually break this up into a more local range, which is probably what I would wind up doing. But in the grand scheme of things, as long as you hold above this value area low at 32.45, it does keep the door open to the POC, the value area high, and then once we break above that, your next key level is going to be that value area low, also known as the doorway to higher prices. And why is that? Well, simply put, once we get back above that value area low and hold it as support, we can get a move to the POC, above that POC, and a move up to your value area high, the macro range, sitting at 89.19. So that would be kind of the longer-term hope for AVAX if we were going to continue that move up towards that value area high. However, locally, let's break it down to a little bit, some more local-ish price action. So let me go ahead and hide all of this in a folder. Bada boom. If you are sleeping on the folders in TradingView in the object tree, I promise this will change your life. Let you organize all your TA, put it in different folders. It is the best thing ever. But let's go ahead and take a look here. Pull this range. Bada boom. Let me extend that a little bit. So you do have a pretty clean range here, if I'm being honest with you. Hey, is this same kind of formation on Bitcoin, which I don't really know if I would look at this as a head and shoulders, but simply put here, I would look at this as a more of a local range. Here's definitely the local levels I'd be looking at on AVAX. So let me turn that to neutral, value area high, POC, value area low, right? Simply put, based off this local profile, we have deviated above the high, gotten accepted back in with a beautiful retest on the value area high, right to the POC. Now the question is, are you going to get a rejection on this POC and come back to the value area low? Well, based off the volume profile theory, that would be the more likely situation if you can't get back above that POC, right? So I would be careful. If you do get another move down, I would look for that value area low to get tapped, and it is in perfect confluence with your 786. Right? So 2 reasons to look for a move down there, right? If you can't get back above the POC. Simply put, bang your head, can't get back above. Where's price likely to go? The value area low. Once you lose the golden pocket, where's it likely to go? The 786. Are they in confluence? Absolutely. So if we can't get back above here, I think it's very likely we come back down here where I would be comfortable looking for some scalp longs as it is the value area low of the range. Even if you deviate, look for those bullish confirmations to look to get back into the range above that POC and back to the high. And you can see how well the ranges are respected. High, low, high, low, high, potentially back to the low, and then back to the high. So that is what I'd be looking at on AVAX as far as the indicators go. Let me see here. Take a look at the daily. I'm not looking super. Yeah. 2-day red dot potentially looking to print. Money flow kind of flat here on the, or not flat, but coming up. Not really decisive here on the 2-day. I would just be careful. Yeah, I would be pretty careful here with this money flow, right? That 2-day red dot prints, that money flow can easily come back out. Same kind of danger zone that Bitcoin's in, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, I would. Your goal here would be like you got to get above this POC, or it's much more likely to come down to the low. Let's see, a red dot on the hourly. Money flow coming up, though. Let's see. Yeah, 16 and 12-hour green dots with the money flow coming up on their respective time frames, which would be the 45-minute and the 1 hour, are going to be the things to look at for that move up. But other than that, key level of resistance is going to be the POC. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Bada boom. Let's see. I guess we could take a quick look at, let's see. I guess we could take a quick look at Whiff. Shout out to our, who said it? Shout out to Jay Edits. Let's do it, brother. Let's take a look at Whiff here. Can we look for a short? I'm not going to lie. I can't unsee these head and shoulders. I don't know why. Like this one wouldn't even really, this kind of invalid, but I don't know. Something like this, right? Like it's not, I'm not looking for it to be perfect, but like, I don't know. I can't unsee this for some reason. But let's take a look at this, right? So let's get rid of these fibs. Let's extend the volume profile a bit. Where'd that dot go? Come on. Bada boom. Okay, so let me just adjust these levels slightly. Actually, just get rid of this. Slide that down. Get rid of this. Slide this up. Okay, so we are still within our range here. We're in from the low, POC, low, high, back to the POC. So with that being said, this is the 1 hour. Let's take this look at this on a higher time frame. Yeah, I mean, hey, 10-hour green dot printing, 12-hour green dot looking to print. This is our kind of this is our path to the move up, right? We need these 12-hour and 16-hour green dots. If we get them and we take a look at the 45-minute, remember, I'm going to break this down into two spots for you, right? Here's the 45-minute, and this is for anybody new. Here's the 12-hour. And this is Bitcoin. We don't want Bitcoin. We want Whiff. We want Whiff. WWW. Anyway. And okay, so your 12-hour, you could see the VWAP coming up. Remember, the VWAP is what I like to look at to anticipate the green dots. And if we zoom in, you can see that VWAP is on its way up. Once we print that green dot, if this money flow is still crossing over into the green, it would have to happen somewhat soon here. But if that money flow on the 45-minute crosses into the green with that 12-hour green dot, that could oftentimes give us a bigger move to the upside. So that's what I would be looking at here, right? This is exactly what I used to get into my little scalp long on Bitcoin right now. So it does play out, right? So I would definitely be watching that. And then same thing, I would also be watching the 16-hour VWAP coming up, looking for the green dot. And then I would also, instead of looking at the 45-minute, I'd also be looking at the 1 hour money flow, which is still kind of, I mean, this doesn't look bullish, in my opinion. VWAP coming down, money flow flopping over. So we might have some time before that winds up setting up, but it's what I would be looking at. 12 and 16-hour green dots with the 45-minute and 1 hour money flow crossovers into the green. I will leave that there. So that is what I'd be looking at for the move up. But shout out to Jay Edits. He wants to know about the moves down. Shout out to you, bro. I respect you for looking for the shorts because I feel like most people only want to look for longs. So shout out to you. I'm actually a fan of shorting myself. I would say, if I was watching shout out to Cameron Foose. I was watching, he has like a new podcast. I recommend you guys check it out. I don't know Cameron at all. I would love to have him on the show. If he ever sees this, he's a bit of a bigger YouTuber. But he had somebody on his show and they were talking about how he was just doing like rapid fire questions. And one of the rapid fire questions, he interviews traders. Cameron, I'm here, bro. You want to have me on? But he was asking him, he's like, one of the rapid fire questions was like long or short. And I was just like, instantly, for me, that is short. I don't know why. I like shorting more than I like longing. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. It's just like I see the short setups easier than I see the long setups. I just don't know why. Luckily, we can make money in both directions, so it doesn't really matter. But let's take a look here, right? So let's go local, right? This is the macro. Your key level of resistance to break for a bigger move up is going to be 331. So look out for that. That is your macro view here, but I'm going to go ahead and hide the rest of this, right? I'm actually going to get rid of it. And I want to go down to a lower time frame, right? Because to be honest with you, Jay, I don't really see a setup here. Like, if I were looking for a short, there really is no reason for me to short here. I'll be quite honest with you. We're not at a key level, in my opinion, right? We're not at a value area high. Are we at a Fibonacci retracement? Potentially. Let's see here. Let's pull it from this wick to this wick. Yeah, I would say this. If I were looking for a scalp short on width, I would be probably waiting for this retracement. As, hey, we're getting accepted back into the value area. Money flow is not necessarily, you got a money flow crossover to the green. I probably wouldn't really be looking for a short here, at least in the context of these time frames. Fresh money flow crossover into the green. You're really not at a key level. Your next key level, in my opinion, would be this golden pocket 786 retracement at about 312, starting at about 312. So if this is going to play out as a typical volume profile, as we typically see, where you get a deviation from the high, acceptance into the range, back to the POC, and then back to the value area low, then, if I don't like doing this, right, I would rather have taken the short on the deviation from the top. But if you were looking to short a retracement, in my opinion, I would be looking at this Fibonacci golden pocket 786 retracement on top of the value area high as well, because if you pull the full retracement, your golden pocket does have confluence on that high. So this is going to be what I'd be looking at here, right? We'll go, not longs. We want to look for shorts there. So that would be a key level on top of that more local retracement, which I would be pulling right here, right? So these are the two zones that I would feel comfortable at least looking for a short. But with the context of money flow right now on the 4 hour coming up, as well as 2 hour money flow, 1 hour money flow kind of coming up. Yeah, if I were looking for a short, these are the zones I'd be looking at 100%. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob, said pin my next comment. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you, brother. And the altcoins are in. And shout out to Coin Hoover. I forget exactly what he said. I pinned your comment before, Coin Hoover. Shout out to you. He said something about Tino from Traders Reality and Frankie Candles are an absolute must. Shout out to you, and shout out to Tino from Traders Reality. Always bringing the flavor. And I hate to butcher the accent. I'm sorry. Shout out to Tino. You're the man. And but let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. Let's see. Bada boom. Do not keep an eye. Shout out to Dave Digital. I'm not even going to say that out loud. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. Not going to lie. This stuff is pretty good. Good enough to almost make me say a bad word on stream if you just low-key caught that. But anyway, this stuff is really good. But yeah, these are the levels I'd be looking at if I were looking for a short, Jay. But I will say I don't really see a significant setup here. You do have a... Jay, hang on. Let him cook. I'm just kidding. You do have some kind of bearish divergences here, right? 15-minute bear div is actually looking to print very soon here. I would really like to be in that retracement, though. I'd like to see that push up into the retracement. It's not the best confluence, to be honest with you, right? There's really no confluence at this level. It's not really a key level. It would be a forced trade, in my opinion. I would rather wait to come into a key level. But now you have them. So shout out to Jay. Couldn't find the setup, but now you have the levels to potentially find the setup if we get there. Not saying you can't dump from here. I don't want you... did it just pop? Oh, it's listening to me. Go ahead. Come on, Whiff. You could do it. Push up there. Push up. But yeah, look at this money flow crossover. I mean, maybe if I were looking for a short here, I would be careful. You're a little overbought here on the 45-minute, but remember your money flow indicates the longer-term trend. So if you did get a short, even if you got a perfect setup for a short here, if this money flow continues up, remember, it's going to be more likely for that short to be a higher low and a continuation to the upside. So it's okay to short in an uptrend, in my opinion, right? I do it all the time. But you just have to understand the context, right? And Jay, I assume you probably do know that. You've been around for a while. So, that's what I'd be looking at. Hopefully that helps you out, brother. Really would love to see that level get hit and just understand the context of money flow coming up. You got to be careful for that bigger move down. Or you got to be careful to not just randomly expect that big move down. Just understand that it's likely going to be, a higher low before continuation to the upside. So there you go. All right. With all that being said, let's go ahead and continue on. And shout out to I lost it. Shout out to Jose. Says, Suey, please. And shout out to you, brother, because Suey is on the list. I'm going to wait. I know you hit the like button, but just make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll take a look at Suey. I'm just kidding. Please sub to the channel, but I will just take a look at Suey anyway, because I can't check if you're subbed. But anyway, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Al Jr. Let's go, bro. It's been a minute since I've done this, but we're going to do it for Al Jr. Shout out to you, bro. He says, well, I can't tell you because oh, there it is. Yo, Frankie, I'm up 37% in my Solana long from the value area high, and it's oh, he said the value. He corrected this. I saw it before. From the value area low. I was like, wait, why'd you long the value area high? But it was a typo. He said, from my long from the value area low, and it's all thanks to you. Shout out to Al Jr. Let's go, bro. Shout out to you. Bing bong. Let's go. We got the fan on today, so it's just whipping back in my face. Shout out to Al Jr. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. If that ceiling fan falls on me, it's all for you, Al. I got you, brother. But let's continue on here. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yo, shout out to Tony hiding Rob the Crypto Snob's chats here. Said, boss's order from Tony, do dot first. And you guys know, oh, there we go. Tap on that golden pocket. Shout out to Jay Edits. This is why, right? You gotta be patient, right? Even if I had a bearish divergence confirmed here, I would still rather come up into the key level. But as of right now, you can see this 15-minute bear div may get invalidated, right? This is the importance of sitting on your hands. A live example, guys. You do not want to rush into willy-nilly trades. What did we say? There's no key level. It's a forced trade. And what is going to happen to your forced trades? You're probably going to get stopped out of them, just like this, right? Well, we didn't get stopped out, but obviously there's a reason to expect that higher move. So hopefully, I mean, that's live right there, baby. Well, let's see. Oh, shout out to Tony T. Said, you do not need to do dot first. I added it. Okay, shout out to Tony D. And shout out to Baylor. Thank you for dropping those Frankie Candles memberships. Shout out to you, bro. And shout out to Elite Ways, No Assumption, Santos, and Jose. Shout out to Jose. We're going to take a look at Suey for you, brother. I was going to say, we'll start off with Suey, then we'll do dot. But shout out to Jose. Look at that, bro. You hang out. You like the video. You sub to the channel, and now you got a Frankie Candles membership, and you can spam those golden emojis or the inhaler emojis or whatever you fancy. We should have a Dutch oven emoji. Anyway, I'm kidding. Don't do that, Tony. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Dave Digital on his computer making a Dutch oven emoji. I can just see it. Dave. Let's go. But let's go ahead and check out Suey real quick for our boy, Jose. I think that's who asked for it, I believe. I like to think that I'm good at remembering everybody's name and remembering who says what, but I could just be completely wrong. Just feel like I could be completely off. All right, so on Suey, or Sip, as I like to say, here we are, right? Looking at the daily, money flow coming out. This actually looks pretty bearish in my opinion, right? Money flow coming as straight down as you possibly can. So that's definitely bearish puzzle piece number one. But, I think we took a look at this maybe yesterday. Daily naked point of control. I believe there's a golden pocket in here as well. This is what we were looking for, right? We were looking for a bigger drop down into more of a key level. And then what we were looking for here was this daily bearish divergence. Bullish divergence, excuse me. Dave Digital says, describe it. I would say maybe just like an oven with like smoke coming out of it. Like the puff, if you type in puff, that emoji coming out of an oven is what I would picture a Dutch oven as. What is a Dutch oven? I don't even know. I feel like someone described it yesterday, but yeah, I just picture like an oven, like an actual Dutch oven, not an American oven, but a Dutch oven. I don't know. But anyway, let's see. Okay. All right. So here we are. The lower lows on price, right? Yeah, this is what we were looking at yesterday, I believe. Looking for a little bit more of a move down. Now, we still have not really come down to a key level in my own personal opinion, right? We probably have a Fibonacci level here. Yeah, 786, right? So if you hold this 786, you can argue that there's a potential scalp long to be had there. For me, personally, I would be careful. I would much rather come down a little lower here with the way money flow looks on the daily. But if you do come down, I don't know if it'll invalidate, but what you would really want to... Please tell me that was on camera. Please, did you guys just see that? Did you see that? Somebody threw money at me. I'm keeping this. God just threw me $100. Let's go. But yeah, the lower low here, I would really like this to be on a key level. It's really not, in my own personal opinion. And if we did get a move down to this daily naked point of control, I'll be honest with you, I think the daily bull div would be invalidated. So I don't think we're going to get the div here. I don't think we're going to get the bull div here, unfortunately. What I could do is see if we have another key level that we came here to hit, right? Is it a weekly naked point of control? No. Is it a monthly naked point of control? No. Is it a daily horizontal? No. Yeah, kind of hard to say here. I'll be honest with you. We're kind of just hanging out below the volume profile. We have not really hit a key level in my own personal opinion. Maybe we can find a little bit more of a local golden pocket 786 retracement. So, yeah, this is probably more. Yeah, let's see. Do we have any 4-hour bull divs here? Let me pull up Market Cipher real quick. No 4-hour bull div, unfortunately. Yeah, this is 8-hour. Yeah, I don't like the way money flow looks here. If you hold this 786, maybe you can bounce, but you do have a daily naked point of control sitting up here at $1.11. So I would be very cautious on that level. As you know, with the money flow coming out the way it is, like you could come up and put a lower high here and just continue down to your next key level. So yeah, I will be honest. I'm just going to give the key levels here because this is not really giving anything clear. But daily naked point of control at 80 cents is going to be very, very key. This 786, once you lose it, I think it is going to be likely to come down to that daily naked point of control. We can also use this volume profile as context. So let me go ahead and actually change this, drag it over here, right? And then if we do come down into that, we can use this volume profile for a little bit of context, right? So let's go boom, value area high, POC value area low. And yeah, so yeah, if you do not hold this, you're probably going to come down to this range here. And then once you break below that value area high, in my opinion, this would be the range to trade. Looking for longs at the lows in potential anticipation of a bigger breakout. But that's what I'd be looking at for the most part, guys, on SUI here. So yeah, I just don't think that daily bull div's going to wind up printing. 8 hour. Okay, so here's one setup that could work, right? Not financial advice, but this is probably what we're seeing play out as of right now. I will say this, for the bigger move up, if you're going to get a bigger move up on SIP, I would look for this money flow crossover into the green with this fresh 8-hour green dot printing, right? This is actually not too bad looking, in my opinion. And you do technically have an 8-hour bull div here. So as we continue to do the analysis, but again, I mean, look at the money flow, right? So you got to keep that into consideration, right? Take that into consideration, right? Money flow is coming out. You're not expecting like, this would indicate that price is probably going to continue down a bit more. But if you're trying to catch some scalps, or if I were trying to catch some scalps, I would probably be looking at that 30-minute money flow crossover into the green to start the bigger move up. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you out. That is SUI. Crate C says, oh, buddy, a Dutch oven is when you are okay. Shout out to the Crane C. When you're in bed and take a blanket, I got to read this in my head first, and put it over Mrs. Candle's head and let it rip. You're so innocent. Shout out to Creighton C. I love you, Creighton. Shout out to Creighton C. I can't believe you made me describe that out loud in front of people on the internet. Am I blushing? Oh, my God. Shout out to Creighton C. I love you, brother. He said, I think he just heard Mrs. Candles say, oh, heck no. Shout out to Creighton, bro. Unbelievable. But anyway, let's see. Shout out to Mr. Z said, Frankie, I hit a nice long off your video today. Thanks, man, for everything. Shout out to Mr. Z. Let's go. Bing bong. I assume that you are talking about that Lux Algo tutorial that we dropped. Tony D, if you could drop the link in the chat here for that video, I greatly appreciate it. How'd you do that so fast? Shout out to Tony D. Tony D is literally in my head all the time. Shout out to Tony. We definitely just said that and sent it at the same time. Unbelievable. Go check that video out, guys. That is what Mr. Z is talking about, I believe. Simple trading strategy, just like, and I will talk about this just really, really quickly. The video he is talking about, oh, baby, getting a little bit of move up here, a little bit of a push higher on Bitcoin. But this is literally what he was talking about is the Lux Algo strategy where I talk, or it's an entry strategy where I use the lower time frames on Lux Algo to look for retracements into where the smart trail to enter long positions, right? And I believe, I don't remember exactly, it was either the 7-minute or the 10-minute. I believe it was the 10-minute here. If you watch the video, I go over my entry into my long position from down here. Or it's actually long position right here. This was that little trade, right? It was an entry right here. And basically what I do is I look for a reason for a long position, right? And I'm not going to go over the whole thing because I go over it in that tutorial video. Shout out to Lux Algo. But you can, basically what I do is I go down to the lower time frames. It's an entry strategy, right? So I show you how I formulate the trading idea using multiple things. I walk you guys step by step through why I was even looking for a long position. And you could see the long didn't even play out that much, right? It actually only hit the first TP. But obviously, that's all you really need. You only need a 1% move. In my opinion, all I need is a 1% move to make a decent amount of money for the day, right? Come on, just let me measure. There we go. I don't know why that's so broken. 1.5% is all you need, right? I only need 1%. But basically, the way I do this is I wait for a change of character. And again, please check out that video as it goes way more in detail, as the detail that you'll actually need. But I use the price actions concepts on Lux Algo to look at my internal market structure, and I wait for an internal change of character, right? And you can see that internal change of character happened right here, or we got an internal change of character, right? So if I was in bar replay mode, I'm seeing it like this, right? I'm watching price play out. I see the bullish change of character happen. At this point, I'm saying, hey, we may be changing trends, but I'm not going to long the top. I am going to wait for a retracement to enter in on a pullback. And if the bullish smart trail, which is this blue wave, is on a Fibonacci Golden Pocket 786 retracement like it is right here, this is where I look to enter. And very likely you get the retests. This is where I would enter the trade, right? Targeting, whatever the target was. At this point, it was the value area low of an upper range, which was literally sitting like right here. But that was my entry, right, on that little pullback here. And then we simply wait for price to either hit the TP or stop us out, obviously. But you can see that we did wind up coming back down, but you do not need too much of a move. I believe at the time of the recording, we were like somewhere over here. I was up like $400. And that is how I find those entries often. And then like even here, if I just play through the price, you guys can see, right? For example, if I were looking for another, like, just watch how the smart trail interacts. Now, it's never, you can't just look to long the smart trail randomly, but like you can see here, price came down to that smart trail, and we just nuked right through it. But we don't know what the context was back here, right? Like, was there a reason to even go long here? Probably not. That's why the other analysis is always important. But look right here. If we I'm not going to, but if we back tested this, like what is this? This was today at 9:40 a.m. This was probably where I entered my long this morning. But you get the change of character, bullish change of character, price comes up. We do not long the top. You wait for the pullback into the smart trail, and if it lines up with a Fibonacci Golden Pocket 786 retracement, which it oftentimes does, it makes it a golden entry. Look at that. Look at this. Bing bong. Right on that Golden Pocket smart trail, and then boom, absolute move to the upside. Come on, measuring tool. Please, for the love of God, just work one time. There we go. 2.87%, which obviously I believe we are still coming up. Sometimes I get lost on the charts, guys. So there you go, right? Would have been a beautiful, beautiful long position right there using that same exact strategy. Shout out to Lux Algo. If you guys want to sign up, you can check the link in the description down below. But check out that tutorial video, guys. I walk through in great detail. I cover the trade in real time with you guys. I think it could be really helpful and definitely be educational, even if you don't have Lux Algo. But if you do, check the link in the description down below. Shout out to Lux Algo. Quick little saucy part of the stream as we see Bitcoin start to pump up a little bit here. I'm actually going to jump back over to Bitcoin real quick, guys, as we are getting a little bit of a move. And I just want to cover this, right? Because let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on, right? What did we say? What did we say at the beginning of the stream? I do not do this to show everybody, look, I'm right. Look at me, I'm right. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I love when we can catch things live, because I think it helps people trust in the TA. If we hold above that value area low, we can expect to move towards that POC. Right? Because when you hold the value area low, based off the power of the volume profiles, you go from the low to the POC to the high. This is why I was willing to hold this long position right? Could have TP'd here, which I personally didn't, but this would have been a sound TP for most people, right? But we got back inside the value area. Now we simply move the context of that trade to now look for a TP at the POC in the value area. I mean, hit that TP, baby, live. Do it live. Do it live, baby. Let's pull up the trade real quick. Man, I wish I did. I wish I had more. I wish I had more than a starter position here. Up 613 on that position. Let's go. Not too shabby. Come on, baby. Climb. Climb. Do it. Do it. If we did wind up getting to that level, this is actually, shout out to Femex. I love this feature. It's the little features that really are make a big difference to me. I'm a simple guy, right? This POC at $63,889, right? If we get to this 63,899, if I pull Femex back up, 63,899, I could go and just hover my mouse over 63,899. Right? Where is it? Where is it? 63,890, right about here. And it tells you what your P&L will be, right? So if we get to that level, to the POC, I'll be up $780. If we get to the value area high, which is at 64.4, just about, we can be up, let's see, 64.4, up about $1,000. And you know what they say? If we can get to that value area high, $1,000 a day keeps the day job and the boss, the mean bosses especially, away. Shout out to Tony D. Don't you dare tell people I'm a mean boss in the chat. I'm not a mean boss. I don't even like calling myself your boss, bro. We're a team. Me and Tony are a team. So shout out to Tony D. Tony D is equally as important to this channel as I am. I genuinely mean that. So shout out to Tony D. But yeah, shout out to Femex. If you guys want to sign up for Femex, don't only use the link in the description down below, guys. Head over to Femex Pulse and join our group. Tony, if you want to drop that Femex Pulse link in the chat, guys, go join our Femex Pulse group. If you guys want to earn free Femex token by just interacting in the group, you can earn free crypto, and then you can stake that crypto, and you can even earn more free crypto by your trading volume or the amount of trades that you take. Get over to Femex to earn that free Femex token. Click the link in the description or in the chat that Tony's about to drop. He just said Frankie hits me. Shout out to Tony D. Sometimes you gotta, come on, what are you doing? Where's the thumbnail? Dang it. Shout out to Tony D. I'm just kidding, guys. But yeah, go check out Femex, and let's see if we can get this thing to hit the POC. Let's go, baby. I love when this stuff plays out live. And there you go. So let's go ahead and continue on. We took a look at Sui. We took a look at, let's take a quick look at Polkadot. Bada boom. Let's see. Stave Digital said no snitching on the boss. And then Tyler Durden said, and Tony hits me. I hit Tony. Tony hits Tyler. That's funny, man. You guys are wild. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's go. I can't believe you guys. Yo, shout out to Chris Best. Says, Frankie, thanks for all the info you give. I normally have to get the sauce as leftovers the next day due to work and family schedule. Well, shout out to Chris, bro. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for watching. Even if you're picking up the leftover sauce, I'll always leave a little to-go box for you, bro, as you know. Short's getting spanked right now. Shout out to GS. We can actually visualize this on ExoCharts potentially. Yeah, look at the shorts. Look at the shorts. Getting smashed, baby. Shorts getting smashed right now. Unbelievable. Not unbelievable. Very believable, I should say. But let's go ahead. Sauce to go. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Tape Digital said, Tyler, what's the first rule of Fight Club? You should know. You are Tyler. Anyway, let's see. Bada boom. What are we looking at? Let's take a look at Dot, guys. We were already on Dot. Why did I do that? All right. Let's take a look at Dot on. Let's look at my Dot chart. Where is it? Let's show the secret sauce here. Bada boom. Let's take a look at the daily. Okay, let's see here. I mean, hey, levels getting respected. I will say this. Yeah, okay. So let's hide all that. Let's grab this, drop it in here, hide it again. I don't know what that is. Okay, so here we are, right? We have our local range. I want to give some context here, right? We have our local range that we're in, right? And then, bada boom, right? We have our local range that we're in. It's so annoying that the fixed ranges don't go in here. All right. And then we have our bear market range and our macro upper range here, right? So my thought process is I have a lot of DOT, right? DOT's, I don't want to say one of my biggest bags, but one of my bigger bags, as obviously I allocate a heavier amount of my capital to the higher market cap coins, right? The less risky stuff. And then I put the less amount of capital in the more risky stuff, right? Because if it's going to be super explosive, you don't necessarily need to have 100 grand in it or 10 grand, whatever it is. So for DOT, I do have a pretty heavy bag of DOT, right? But again, remember this, right? If we go from here all the way back up to the previous all-time high, it's a 700% gain, where something as such as, you know, some of the altcoins that I've been DCAing into, such as REN. This is not financial advice. Just because I buy these does not mean you should buy them. But this is a lower market cap, right? Definitely way more risky, right? I'd be much less shocked if I lost my money on this than DOT. But if this thing makes it up to its previous all-time high, it's a 3,200% gain, right? So it's risk versus reward here. But shout out to Ren. Another one I also like is a little bit of a gaming play, I guess you could say. Scale, or SKL, to the top, 1,500%. But, you know, that's just to show you, right? I have a heavier bag of DOT, but it needs to be a little bit heavier capital because I'm not expecting, you know, a 25x out of this. I mean, this would be like 600%, ain't bad. But the thought process here, guys, is if we are going to go into another parabolic bull run like everyone expects us to, and you're picking up in the bottom of the bear market, let's remember this, guys, before things take off, right? Before we're sitting on here going, hey, guys, like, Frankie, should I buy Polkadot? And we're up at the all-time high. Are we going to break out, Frankie? Should I buy it here? I like to always remind people, let's zoom out here. Look at the weekly, right? Weekly money flow is in the red. This, if you like Polkadot, in my opinion, I'm not telling you to do anything, do your own research, but I want to show you guys something. Look at Bitcoin. Weekly, and we talked about this yesterday, the lines are still there. Weekly money flow in the red, bottom of the bear market, parabolic bull run. Where do you want to buy? Where did you want to buy in this area of price action? Right here. Bearish money flow on the weekly, right? Right here. Money flow in the red. Bottom of the bear market. Where'd you want to buy? In this area of price action, right? In this cycle, you wanted to buy here, right? Money flow in the red. Here, I was screaming for everybody to buy here, right? More personal people than just on the channel, right? I walk you guys through what I do on the channel, but in my personal life, like my family and stuff, I'm like, guys, you need to buy crypto, right? I'm not a financial advisor, but, you know, I will talk to my family. You know, no one's interested in these, right? Everyone's like, I don't know, it's kind of going down. It's kind of scary. What if it goes lower? But then no one's interested until we're up here. Everyone's like, should I buy? Should I buy? Should I buy? And then I have to be the guy. It's like, I'm a really friendly person. I'm nice. But I have to be the guy who's like, hey, man, like I kind of told you about this when we were dumping, and now it's at the top. So I can't, like, with a sound heart, I cannot tell you to buy the top. So I have to tell you that you missed the opportunity. Your best opportunity was missed. It doesn't mean you can't buy in. It just means the best opportunity was missed. But what I'm doing here is I want to front run this feeling with you guys. Look at the bear market range for Bitcoin. It was right here, right? But everyone was scared here. We were buying, right? Let's go back to Polkadot. Weekly money flow, right? Let's hide the indicator. Or let's hide the TA real quick. Money flow is in the red on the weekly. Massive bear market range. When Polkadot, or if Polkadot ever winds up blasting back to a new all-time high, where is going to be the best time to buy? Well, for me, I would have been kicking myself if I wasn't buying in this range. And I know a lot of people are probably looking at the chart, right? And they're probably saying to themselves, yeah, but I don't know. Like, what if it goes to the bottom of the value area? We could go down more. For long-term positions, guys, for me, I do not try to snipe the very bottom. This has bit me in the butt more than it has helped me. And that is why I dollar cost average for my longer bags. I will pinpoint snipe the bottom on my day trades and scalps and my swing trades. My long-term investments, buying here, in my opinion, for my long-term investment is just as good as buying here. And that's just as good as buying here and here and here, because I'm not focused on catching the bottom. If I get an average entry somewhere in the middle of this range, if Polkadot rips to a new all-time high, I will simply look back in hindsight and say to myself, well, hey, good thing I bought the bottom of the bear market, right? So in my opinion, Polkadot's a strong project. I think I do think it will perform well, and I just don't see why. I might buy some more, to be honest. So anyway, keep that in mind, right? It's like, oh, but we just ripped a lot. You have to look at the longer term context, guys. One of the most important things that I like to teach here is context. It's the most important thing. So anyway, let's go and do some local TA here. So we know the macro context is like, I don't care if I was buying all the way at this top, or I don't care if like a lot of people will be like, I'm not buying yet. We just pumped. It's like, zoom out, right? But as we look here, I will just hide the more macro kind of TA here and look at the local, right? In which case, it's very similar to a lot of the other altcoins we were looking at. You have a larger range here, right? But then, if we hide this, you could break this down into even more local price action, right? And I would pull this range right here, bada boom. So, like right now, if I were trading Polkadot, I wouldn't just be randomly longing here, right? But for dollar cost averaging, I don't mind buying this, right? But anyway, as of right now, we have gotten back into this value area, rejected the high, back to the POC. So I would be cautious of potentially coming back down below that POC, back to the low. But this is definitely the range I would be looking at. Let's take a look. 4-hour VWAP looking to roll over. So yeah, I would be careful. Just looking for a random breakout here. But take a look at the 8-hour green dot printing, 30-minute money flow crossing over into the green. This is low-key what started giving Bitcoin that bigger move up, right? What did we talk about on Bitcoin at the beginning of the stream? Hey, we had that 4-hour, 15-minute strategy play out, but now we can look for that 30-minute. Right? This is low-key sauce, guys. I'm low-key giving you guys the game here. Let me pull up a fresh chart here. I'm sorry. I'm going to pause on the altcoins for a second, guys, because this is just like too much valuable sauce to give you guys here. And I don't care that we're giving it away for free on the live stream. But look at this. 4-hour, right? We just went over why I took my scalp long that I was in. Up $600 right now, or $500. $550. But this was based off of our 15-minute money flow crossover into the green, which happened right here, right? Because there was a 4-hour green dot printing at the exact same time, right? That gave us the initial trend, that initial push to the upside, right? Then you got the correction, but what wound up giving us the push up right here? Well, if you go to the 30-minute, look at your money flow crossover, right? Next leg up happened on that 30-minute money flow crossover. Why is the 30-minute money flow crossover important? Because we are printing a green dot on the 8-hour. This is how that strategy works. Just very poetic here. Very, very, very saucy stuff. And I just like to give it all away for free to the Mafia. So there you go. Hey, shout out to Randy Hipper in the chat. What is going on, Randy? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Let's go. John Bucci says the sauce. Let's go. My paisan Randy in the chat. What is going on, Randy? Randy, we got Tony D cooking fire pizza in the ATL. Randy, it's all good. We now have good pizza in the ATL. Tony D had to literally make it himself, but we got it out here, Randy. We got it. His pizza's low-key fire. It's like as good as Rose's in Penn Station. Better than that, honestly. But anyway, happy birthday, Rob. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. So yeah, Polkadot. Oh my God, this chair, guys. This chair. We might have to fight the chair again tonight, guys. But let's go ahead and take a look at. Let me just jump back over to Dot real quick. Just to wrap that up, bada boom. Yeah, I would look at this local range. Am I looking at the wrong one? What is going on? Oh, we're not. We're on the wrong chart. Bear with me here, guys. Here we are. So here's your. There we go. There's your local range, right? So I would just look in context of this volume profile, to be quite honest with you guys. Bada boom, bada bing. Turn that to neutral. Grab our horizontal ray. We got that value area high, the POC, and the value area low. So this is the range I would be trading. Not interested in a long or a short here, as we are kind of just in no man's land. But remember, like really, I'll be honest, like all the other time frames are starting to not look that horrible. It's really just the daily and the 2-day that don't look great, right? I mean, even the 4-day has a fresh confirmed green dot with money flow coming up here. 5-day, looking to print a green dot. 6-day, looking to print a green dot. Weekly, not about to print a green dot, but getting pretty close, right? So this is Be honest. I would love to see the money flow fake us out on the daily one last time, yeet up into that massive bull run, and see these things start to fly. But let's go ahead and continue on here and take a look at Runder. RNDR. Runder. Let's go. Here we are on Binance. Let's take a look here. This Super U got me popping right now. Tony D, if you could find the website for this, I think Mrs. Candles put it in here already, but if you could like text her and get the website for this stuff is fire. Again, I am not, we do know the people who created this, but I am not being paid. I am not being paid, and I am, it is, I like it, and there's vitamins in it. It's got to be better than the, we're going to have to name this. Aztecian cactus actually does look like cactus water. I don't know what cactus water even looks like. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. This stuff does have me popping right now, though. There you go. Shout out to Tony D dropping that website. Let's go. Oh, my God. This might solve my issue of having to quit the unhealthy Aztecian cactus moss water energy drink, and we could start drinking some Aztecian cactus moss water vitamin drink. That would be much better. 0 sugar, probably some caffeine or something. Yeah, I don't know what's in it. You guys can do the research on the website and let me know if this stuff's good or bad for me. But anyway, let's continue on here. Taking a look at Render. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's check it out. Yeah, VWAP coming down on the 5-hour. 4-hour red dot looking to print. Look at the 45-minute money flow, though. When I see 45-minute money flow like this, I simply stop what I'm doing and I go to the 12-hour. If that 12-hour is close to printing a green dot, that gives me the bias that we could pump. Could. Keyword could. That's funny. Green dot's printing on the 12-hour. Can we continue to move up here? Now, I don't want anyone thinking, like, I know this all played out, like, really well just now, but I don't want anyone thinking it's just, like, an immediate guaranteed play, right? Nothing is like that in trading. I want to remind you guys of that. But, I mean, even the 12-hour money flow looks pretty good. So, I'll be honest here. Render, not looking horrible right now. I'll be honest with you. Let's take a look. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull and extrapolate an old volume profile from back here in March, right? And there's your resistance on the POC. Value area high, value area low. So this would probably, be, for me, oh, and also shout out, I forgot to say this, shout out to Baylor. Or is it Baylor or Balin? Shout out to you, bro. He gifted some memberships. I missed it. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you. Hopefully you're still in here. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for gifting those memberships. That just randomly popped into my head. But let's go ahead and jump in here on Render. So I would definitely be looking at this range, guys. I'm actually going to go ahead and mark out some key levels here because there might be a play here. Let's see. Let's go to the weekly. Okay, I'll mark this out as a weekly MPOC. Whoops. Bada boom. And then I will come to the daily. Okay, yeah, so we just cleared on this daily candle. We just cleared these two MPOCs, so not crazy shocking that we're getting a little rejection here. I'll put this up here as well as a daily MPOC. Let's see. Okay, so let me turn that off now. Come down to a lower time frame. So yeah, I would definitely look to play into this range, right? I'll just come down to a lower time frame. So you reject. Yeah, you can see come up, interact with that POC, bearish rejection. So right now, your key level of support on Render is going to be $10.46. And I would love to get some confluence there on the 786. Thank you, chart. Exactly what I told you to do. I appreciate that. So there you go. Bada boom, bada bing. That's what we're talking about, right? 786 value area low confluence. Obviously, you could bounce off the golden pocket, but if you do move down towards that value area low, this is your key level, right? This is where I'd be comfortable looking for another long. Or not another, but a long in general. But this would be the local range that I'd be watching, guys. I'll be honest with you. Other than that, like 12-hour, yeah, 12-hour green dot printing with that 45-minute money flow doesn't look bad, but I would be cautious in the shorter term, right? You got a 30-minute red dot. You got the 4-hour VWAP cooling off. So I wouldn't be shocked if you cool off a little bit, but as long as you hold this value area low, I think those higher time frames may be able to carry you a little bit within this range. And those key levels, for those of you just listening, because I know some of you guys drive, let's see, 1046 is your value area low. 1111 is your POC, and 1181 is your value area high. Let's see. Shout out to Good Eggs NFT. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate the super chat. Says, Frankie, drink first, get the Mafia to find out what's in it later. Yo, shout out to Good Eggs. I would never do that to the Mafia. I would take the shots for the Mafia. I don't drink it unless I wind up being okay. Shout out to Good Eggs. Says, Market Cypher B isn't as reliable trading gold. Do you trade gold? And if so, how? Shout out to Good Eggs NFTs. I appreciate the super chat. I will say this. No, I don't typically trade gold. That's Golden Goose. That is not gold. But if we take a look at gold here, I would have to say, I mean, I'm not going to backtest it here on the. I'm not going to backtest it here completely. But what is this? This has got to be. This had to. When was this drawn? I literally never look at gold. When was this drawn? And why is the golden pocket getting tapped to the dollar? That is interesting. I would say, like I said, I do not typically trade gold. This is making me look like a liar, though. I don't even really do TA on gold. I don't know what this is. But apparently, I guess I do trade gold. But no, I don't typically trade gold. I would be so shocked if Market Cypher B did not work on gold. But I would have to back test it. But I will say I do not trade gold. If you're asking me how I would trade gold, I would say this. I believe Femex. I believe, or unless they changed it, I do believe that you can. I think you can trade gold on Femex, or maybe not. No, that's eGold. I thought you were able to trade gold on Femex. I thought it was true. Maybe not. Maybe not. I might be wrong. Guys. Or maybe it's not futures. Hang on. Checking spot. Let me do some calculations. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for the super chat. Said, do you want to be a trader? Do you need to stay up all night? Does Celsius and Red Bull give you the squirts? Meet Super You and change the way you trade. Fortified with 11 essential daily vitamins, Super You by Wend Wellness. Shout out to Creighton C. That's actually not... Yo, Creighton, if we ever need a spot written for an ad... I'm hiring you, bro. That sounds pretty good. Shout out to you, Super You. You might have your spokesperson here, guys. Creighton C, up for the job. Shout out to Ahmed. Said, you missed my super chat, Frankie. Always. Shout out to Ahmed. Let me check it here. I'm sorry about that, brother. Ahmed says, bada bing, bada boom. Frankie, can we take a look at Manta? Because I feel like we are in a bear market. Bought at $2.60, or I guess $2.60. Much love, boss man. Shout out to Ahmed. I'm sorry I missed that super chat. We could totally look at Manta for you. Probably won't get through the full list of altcoins, but I will cover that for you. And yeah, shout out to Baylor. He did gift 5 memberships. But yeah, I thought you could trade gold on Femex, but I guess not. So I don't know where you would trade gold. I would say Big X, I know you can trade gold, but I do know they are making, soon they are going to be making changes to their KYC policies, which I know might affect a lot of people. So keep that in mind. But the, yeah, I would say, yeah, Big X is probably the next place I would look if you can't trade it on Femex. Let me see. Spot. Can you do? Yeah, no, I guess. Yeah, I guess not. I thought you could trade gold on Femex. Maybe that you could have at one point. But yeah, I would say Big X if you could trade on Big X. But there you go. Oh, Prime XBT. Shout out to Gaz. Prime XBT apparently has gold. There you go. Shout out to Good Eggs. There you go. Or should I say there you gold. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Hey, Walking Dead X, what is going on? Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Good to see you in here. And let's go. Yo, it's so funny. You guys are hashtag Super You. That's so funny. Let's go. But let's go ahead and check out what did we just say? Manta. Let's take a quick look at Manta. We actually have not looked at Manta in quite some time. I'm going to move Arrow, and I did actually come up with a super embarrassing thing last night, guys. I was just randomly sitting there with Mrs. Candles, and it randomly popped into my head that every time we look at Aerodrome, I call it Aerodome, which is super embarrassing. So I apologize for that, guys. I'm better than that. Anyway, let's take a look at Manta. Bada boom. But yeah, we've been taking a look at Aerodrome recently. We'll try to take a look at them. But let's see. Take a look at Manta. Bada boom, bada bing. You can see the levels of support were absolutely respected like crazy until they were not at all again ever, and then it just went to zero. But let's take a look here. This is interesting. This has taken quite the plummet. Yeah, interesting. I will say this. Daily money flow looks horrid. But this is gotta wind up bottoming out at some point, right? So one thing I will say, it's very, 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 very hard to find key levels on something like this once you break the range, because I just have this one candle to look left on. But what I will say is if we could look at some, let's see, weekly, yeah, there's just like, I'm looking for like a reason to bounce here. So it's really hard when you can't look left for support. But I will say this, you are putting in lower lows on your price action. You are putting in higher lows on your momentum waves on the daily. Now, this doesn't mean that you're just going to stop dumping. And I would really prefer to be able to see some kind of like, I would really prefer to see some kind of like level here that we would be bouncing off of, but it's just not there. But I will say, once you print this next green dot, that is definitely the best chance you have to get another move up, right? And then if we pull up the VPVR, right, that key level to break is 100% this value area low, sitting at 217. This is the level you need to break, right? So if that daily bull div prints, once you get that green dot and it gives you the move to the upside, first level you need to get above is right here at 187. Once you get above that, you can get a quick move to the value area low. And then once you flip this, you will potentially be able to get accepted back into the actual range, right? Like once you flip this $2.18 level, that's where like I would say, hey, we're back in the range, because if we treat this like a volume profile, simply put, this is the way I would look at this, right? And I do think Manta is a great project. I wouldn't say like, oh my God, this is this is a scam or anything like that. Granted, do your own research, but this like multiple drives of bullish divergence here, right? The first drive did not give you anything. This next drive may be the thing to do it. But again, the key levels to get above, let me pull up the VPVR one more time, right? And yeah, like the first level you really got to get above is going to be about $1. I would call it, yeah, I would actually say right here, $1.98, right? Right about here. So these are your levels, especially, let's see, do you have confluence? Yeah, so for sure, this is a key level, right? $1.96, once you get above that, I do think you can make it to the value area low. Once you get above that value area low, this is really the level you need to flip to kind of be out of that danger zone. Because simply put, what do we look for on these volume profiles, guys? We look for the deviation below. This is the undervalued asset. The idea is to look for longs down here to ride it back up at least to the value area low. And then once you flip that value area low, you're saying, hey, maybe now we can get that bigger move up and sell it at the fair value, which has been in the past or recently has been agreed that it was in between these two levels, right? So there you go. That is kind of what I'd be looking for. Not saying that Manta is going to do this. I'm just saying this is what I would look for if that green dot prints and that bull div confirms. That's the journey that I would like to see it take for another healthy big move up. So there you go. That is what I'd be looking at. Let's see, bada boom, bada bing. Just make sure I didn't miss any more super chats. But yeah, shout out to Ahmed. Hopefully that helps you out, brother. And let's see, bada boom. Hey, Dev says, thank you, Frankie, for your consistency. Shout out to Dev. It's all about that consistency, baby. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline is always there, right? As long as you can do it. But shout out to Dev. Of course, man, I appreciate your appreciation for our consistency. I mean, I hate canceling one live stream a year. Obviously, we cancel more than that sometimes. But yeah, I hate canceling these live streams. I like to be up here and continue to give you guys the content that you deserve. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Nikki94. Boo, what is going on? She popped in and I saw her right away. What is going on? Let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on. We took a look at Render. We took a look at Sui. We took a look at Dot. Let's go ahead and take a look at STX. Let's get it. Not a Forex pair. It's a crypto pair. I think we all know that. Okay, so let's take a look here. I'm actually going to take a look at the Bybit chart. And let's take a look at the higher time frames. Work our way down. Here's that VWAP on the weekly. Looks like it could potentially be wanting to roll back around. However, let's check that 6-day. Yeah, okay. So the higher time frames are kind of trying to roll back up. I don't really like the curvature here, right? We want to see this be like, we want to see this kind of more like, whoop, not like inverted like that. I don't like that. Typically when you see that inversion, I don't like to see that. I would at least like to see it just flat. But VWAPs on the higher time frames are starting to work themselves back around just a little bit. 3-day looking for a green dot. 2-day getting rejected at the 0 line. Daily, potentially looking to confirm a bullish divergence. So I'm actually going to pull some levels here real quick. Bada boom. Grab our box. Yeah, okay. I'm calling it right here, guys. This stuff is magic. I feel great right now. It's like I feel kind of funny that I'm on the live stream right now because I feel good. What is in this? And I didn't even drink that much of it. I feel a great amount of energy, but not just that. I feel like I'm in a really good mood. Maybe because this is the most vitamins I've gotten in a year. Yeah, I like have goosebumps. I feel really good right now. Wild. Anyway, let me go ahead and take these levels for you guys. Bada boom. We got this range down here, which, I don't know if we're going to come down, but if we do come down, guys, this is likely going to be very key to watch, right? Let me go ahead and so you have this range. You also have your upper range, which I would probably, let's just see how. Yeah, I would rather this range over here. And then I will mark this out. Bada boom. Take the value area high, take the POC, take the value area low, and there we go. So these are the two major ranges I would look at, and then look what we have in between. We just have a big impulse to the upside, which we all know oftentimes results in gaps in volume, right? So, price will stick to these high volume areas, bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong, right? You break down below, quick move down into another high volume area where you are likely to bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong. So, with that being said, you do have the higher lows on your momentum waves, lower lows on your price action. I will say this. Not really a key level here, in my opinion. I will pull some fibs in just a second. We just front ran this daily naked point of control. Let's check the weekly real quick. I will definitely take this. This is a pretty nice confluence. Weekly MPOC sitting right there in confluence with the previous value area high. And then we'll take a look at the monthly. Yeah, okay. So let me see if I could pull some fibs here and get some confluence on where we're at right now. Because I really, looking at this right now, I would really prefer a drop to this level before taking a position. But let's take a look here. Let me pull some fibs. This was the impulse. I'll pull this one first. All the way to the high. Okay, so we did tap the 786. I don't hate that. Still not that clean. Yeah, man, I'll be honest with you. I would much prefer to – there's much more confluence at this level here. So it's not that we can't bounce from where we're at right now, especially with those potential daily bullish divergences, but I would prefer a bigger move down. Not saying I think it's more likely, but I would just prefer to see that in order to take a more sound long position on this level here. And then this would be also key because once you break below it, you know it's probably going to open up for more downside. And remember, quick move up. This is why these moves get volatile to the move to the downside. Quick move up, quick move down. Same thing here. Once you lose this value area low, we had a quick move up. Could be a quick move down to that POC. So these are the key levels that I would be looking at on STX. And yeah, could you bounce off the daily bull div? For sure. Is it the best setup in my opinion? Not really. I don't love the levels. There's much more confluence down here, and I don't like taking willingly setups. I like to take the highest probability setups. So I like the confluence down here a bit better. I'll leave you with that. Shout out to STX. Shout out to Bilal. What is going on, brother? Good to see you in here. What is going on? He says, your thoughts on ICP and BCH and its potential. Shout out to Bilal. Sounds like you're asking more of my sentiment rather than the analysis, or my sentiment based off my analysis. But let's see. I don't know if we'll have time to. Here's my thing, right? I'm bullish on ICP, and I am bullish on Bitcoin Cash, obviously. Now, I would say that, like, their potential, I think I'm bullish on ICP, for real. Like, I think ICP will do really, really well. Not only is it good tech, it has a lot of hype behind it. For whatever reason, I don't know if they're paid or not. I'm sure if they are, hopefully they're saying it. But, like, I know a lot of influencers are pushing ICP, but it is a sound project. I do think it will do well for more than one reason, right? For those two reasons. So I don't know. I don't really have time to take a look at the full chart here. We are out of time for the altcoins below. I apologize. But, Rob, let's add ICP and BCH to tomorrow's live stream altcoin list. And Bilal, if you are here, I will drop those. I will drop that analysis for you tomorrow because we are out of time. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Thank you all for sticking around till the end. And don't forget, Tony D, if you could spam that link to our Lux Algo video. Literally, I don't know how to push a video more than this. People literally saying, hey, I just made money off the video you uploaded using that strategy. Please go look at that video. It's a simple scalping strategy for using Lux Algo. It is super helpful. And if you're worried about paying for a premium indicator and worried about it, you're not liking it or something, they do a 30-day money-back guarantee, risk-free. You could go watch this video, learn the strategy, get the indicator, use it for 30 days. If you don't make your money back, you can get your money for the indicator. Super, and I almost like, I'm like passionate about that because I really wish that people were doing that back when I was learning how to trade. But it was like less, tech has come a long way. Not that I was trading on paper, but, you know, it's just like in that short period of time, I guess, you know, definitely it's years, but, you know, tech is still, everything is just probably so much easier to do that kind of stuff with. I'm sure it was a nightmare to do like money back guarantees at some point. But anyway, go check out that video. You know, are we about to catch Tony D? You guys think we're going to catch Tony D? Oh, I doubt it. But yeah, go check out that video. At least one of the mods, if someone could drop that link, I would greatly appreciate it. But oh no, there he is. How, dude? How does he answer so fast? Shout out to Tony D. No, can you just drop? Hang on, grabbing link. Yeah, see, guys, Tony D is undefeated. He's never, ever not in the live stream, even when I tell him not to be. There's been times where I said, stay out of my live stream tonight. Go have fun. Go do whatever you're traveling, whatever. Have fun. Get out of here. And I'll be like, Tony D slat, and then he's in the chat. Unbelievable. Shout out to Tony D. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Shout out to Super U. Today's energy was sponsored by Super U, which may be my new go-to drink. I'm not going to lie. But with all that being said, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. We're doing a massive giveaway tomorrow. So don't forget. So don't miss that live stream. And this video, this Lux Algo video, will be the video that you need to watch, like, and be a subscriber to enter in to win some free crypto or some free Frankie Candles hats or some free XRP. We're giving away a ton. So go check out that video. I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat right now. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here. 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them two bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving it energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
And you guys thought I was going to do a fake out. I didn't know what to do for the fake out. I just panicked, guys. The music stopped, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Why is my hat crooked? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Anyway, I don't know. Everybody spam Dave Digital's name in the chat. That's all I got. I'm nervous. Asta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we